Okay, I'm gonna shoot a video now. I will try to do the whole thing in English, whether I'm not quite sure if it will work quite well, as my English is a little bit becoming a little bit not working properly. We will see though. Anyhow, I'll try to set up the phone in a good position so that everyone can see. The viewers will be able to see properly. It's quite a challenge, intellectual and physical as well, because I feel like shit. I'm tired. I am discouraged, struggle with any motivation to do anything. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, the starting point is the school where I teach swimming and I coach swimming, predominantly coaching swimming these days. Older Academy in Khalifa City A in Abu Dhabi. It's a private school located, just as I said, sort of outskirts of the very Abu Dhabi, 20 something minutes from here at the center. I got to the point where I don't need any sat-nav on my way to the Saadiyat beach, and this is not that I go there so often, but the reason is I coach on Friday. I'm just completely confused with the days here, because all day everything is the other way around, upside down and topsy-turvy here. Anyway, I coach at New York University, which is very close to Saadiyat Beach, which is I'm not sure if it's a private beach. Anyway, you have to pay for it. So this is payable beach, which filters out some people, making it safer and more pleasant to be at. Here we see just a worker in our way. I don't know why he's moving right in the middle of the way. Okay, anyway, so here are some construction sites which are not particularly busy at the moment, but sooner than later they will start building something here. By them I mean of the local authorities. Okay, so now you will see some of the Khalifa city, and I will be just driving through the main sort of road, high road in Khalifa city, that's the good name, towards Zayed city and further on towards Dubai, and then I'm gonna take an exit towards Saadiyat beach and also Yas Island, because I think this is where this is located. Anyhow, I should have checked before I set out. But again, I didn't think about the filming this way. It's quite spontaneous, so we'll see how it goes. It might not even be enough memory on this phone, my phone, to shoot the whole thing. Okay, so this is Khalifa City. You, my viewers, see now. What I see, the weather is typical for this part of the year, for this time of the year. The temperature is about 28, 29. Daytime at 9 it ranges from usually 17 to 21, sorry, which is pretty much Polish summer or European summer. And here this is just almost winter temperature. Winter temperatures anyhow are also European summer, because there is hardly ever the temperature drops below some 24 degrees. Yeah, you've got, excuse my mistakes, etc., because I'm tired, the second trying to do the whole thing in English. Here you see another international private school, James American Academy. There is a private, I think the private health center. The health center, or a pretty big health center, they didn't want to accept my credentials due to lack of health insurance by the government. They owe me, but they never did, which is just a ridiculous thing. Anyway, carrying on our way to Saadiyat Beach. Yeah, we are passing by some tennis courts, part of the James American Academy, passing by some local businesses, because this is like, you see the architecture here. The architecture is like typical here. Everywhere is the same. That looks like a small mansions, or proper mansions, or big villas. They are all made of concrete blocks. There are big concrete blocks, and then they put tar on it to make them watertight or waterproof, airproof, airtight, whatever. And that's how they build. So there's not proper bricks. This is just all cement, all concrete. Although they all look the same, they fulfill different functions. So some of them are just people living them. Some of them are local businesses, and some of them are, like you see here, seems to be like a government thing, like a local authority thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was just a local being employed by the government, because the government is I would say the main employer here of everything. This is like a socialist country, pretty much, by the way. Employed here and showing his patriotism, his or her great patriotism, rather more likely his, that's a police station, by the way, towards the government, towards the country, by this big flag. And anyway, you see flags, UAE flags everywhere. They constantly emphasize how united the country is. They play, for example, the national anthem is played at the beginning of every school day. There is an assembly in the sports hall every morning. All classes are set in line. All students are set in lines in their classes, in the forms, and they call it tabur. Tabur, which is standing or sitting in a line. Tabur, which is probably like tabor, like in Polish, cygański tabor, a line of wagons traveling for gypsy travelers across Europe. Okay, I need to focus also on speed, because there are speed cameras everywhere. Okay, another mansion, another local business, which again looks like a villa, but this is gym. Probably you can see this on the screen. There in front of us there is a headquarters of Etihad Airways, or airline, whatever, the national airline. So there is a hotel, there is some shops, some banks, like representatives, offices, etc. And I think also the training, some sort of training center is there. Okay, let me go. I will be going this way. Okay, so we are now at the intersection, very close to my place. It's literally like less than 10-minute walk to my place, 5-minute walk. I never walk around here though, I don't like this place. I walked maybe twice last year and I just airport cured out of walking around. Just dust, too hot, too much sun. It's not my cup of tea. It's quite a challenge speaking English for this long. Yeah, apparently it's still shooting, filming. Okay. Taking this turning and the first exit, and we are going towards Abu Dhabi, Dubai. We are taking the exit for Dubai. You see some green vegetation around. This is all, like I said in my other video, this is all watered by the complex system, complex network of little hoses, little pipes, constantly watering it, I believe a couple of times a day. Similar systems are utilized in KSA, but they've got less vegetation. They managed to plant more, to have more plants here. Okay, so far ahead of us, the wavy roofed building. This is the airport, the International Abu Dhabi Airport, that I, by the way, pass by pretty much every day on my way to school. There's not a lot of time left for me here, but I'm gonna pass it a few times more anyhow. Yeah, now we are joining the traffic, which sometimes can prove a challenge here. Okay, because the general rule here is if you're bigger, you are right. These people, I don't think they have much idea about the safe driving. They can drive, but it's not safe driving. They are often ridiculous in the way they drive, like the locals. Particularly I'm talking about the locals or people who I think are drivers, locals drivers. They are impossible. Anyway, the speed limit here is 120 and we are pretty much going at this speed now. We would like to go any faster because of the speed cameras and fines, the tickets for speeding. I've already paid for tickets. One ticket is usually 300 dirham. So it's easy to calculate how much I've paid so far. It's 1,200 dirham. Well, but this is very difficult to avoid, because however here everyone is sort of driving by this speed limit and they don't exceed it very well at all. However, there are places where speed limit is, for example, 60 kilometers and everyone drives at 100 kilometers. And it's impossible to drive any slower, and driving any slower than people all around you would be even unsafe. So I guess this is where some of my speed tickets were, because I don't think I exceeded the speed limit in any of the obvious places I was driving through, like the motorway. By the way, the motorway speed limit here is most of the time 140, but there are big motorways across the country where the speed limit is 160 kilometers per hour. So the distance and speed is measured in kilometers here, speed kilometers per hour. Okay, we continue on our way to Saadiyat Beach. Oh, it doesn't this is one of the examples. So the allowed speed here is 60 kilometers. I'm still somewhere about 80 kilometers, and I'm being overtaken by all cars around. I will slow to 60 kilometers, so slow down to 60 kilometers per hour, and you see what it looks like. Anyhow, the car, the white van, the white SUV in front of me is a pretty prudent driver, because I see some attempts of slowing down as well. Okay. The the sheer size of the infrastructural constructions here, as for transportation, the roads I mean, is generally way bigger than in Europe, I'd say, and way more developed than in Saudi. Okay, I'm gonna speed up a little bit, and I'm quite happy that the size will be captured now, I hope, on Emirates. Emirates is not Etihad. Etihad is the national airline. Emirates, I think, is a private thing. Although across the world, Emirates is better known for the UAE airline. Okay. So the local fashion for a vehicle is white Nissan Patrol. White Nissan Patrol, and when you see white Nissan Patrol, it's a safe bet. It's a local driving this car with all sorts of unsafe, ridiculous sort of driving. Relying on the rule, I'm bigger, so I'm right. So all the white Nissan Patrol cars are cars driven either by a local person or a driver. You see here, motherfucker. If he only could, the motherfucker would have rammed me. This is how they drive. That's the normal driving here. This is the style. Anyway, so that was the exit for Yas Mall. Pretty big shopping center. I don't like it. Too big for me. It takes a couple of minutes of walking from the car park whenever I could buy something I need. Plus, it's so big that I always struggle to find the spot where I park my car. Okay, we are going towards Saadiyat Island. Oh, here you've got the answer. Where is the Saadiyat Beach? Saadiyat Beach is on the Saadiyat Island. The speed limit here is 140. The road is quite busy to compare to the time where I usually take this way to the New York University on Friday morning. Needless to say that you wouldn't expect rather that Friday morning is going to be particularly busy time, because Friday here in this area for Muslims is a day like to celebrate, to go to mosque, to be with the family, etc. Saturday, okay, from the beginning, you may not know. Anyway, the weekdays, the working days are from Sunday to Thursday. I've already let you know that everything here is upside down, topsy-turvy, whatever. So the weekdays are from Sundays to Thursdays. Friday and Saturday are days off normally. And out of these two, Friday is like a day where people go to mosques, where they spend time with family. Normally Saturday is more of an entertainment day, and you expect many businesses to be open on to have normal opening hours. So Friday morning being the day that is like a day, family day, where people don't go out much, etc. Don't come out, etc. There's way less traffic than now, so the road is pretty busy. Okay, more about the road. The roads here most of the time are 5 or 6 lanes. 5 lanes is a standard. So this is an example here. You put 5 lanes in this road. Usually just before an exit, 1 or 2 additional lanes appear for leaving the main road. Yeah, we allow it 140. Okay, taxis here. About the all taxis are government taxis. So is that the ones I know about? I believe I know most of the story. I've never encountered any taxi unless it's illegal private taxi that wouldn't be the government taxi. The government taxi can be booked by calling the number of the taxi company, whatever it's called. And you speak to a machine, and they've got your number. So the first question is if you want a normal taxi and a special taxi, being a bigger taxi, larger in size, a few people or larger luggage could be fitting. Anyway, having established whatever size of taxi you need, and the question is if you want to book the taxi to the last place you book the taxi to. So they keep the record of all